Man, listen, what's this thing with taxes as theft? What is that all about? I mean, I guess I don't know if all libertarians believe that, but I mean, for the ones who do, they just I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me because I mean, money isn't a natural thing. You realize that money only exists because we as societies set up money, right? I mean, we used to trade goods, and now we just have like a common currency which on its own doesn't really have any value. It only has value because we as a society gives it value. And I mean, my point with that is just the fact that, I mean, where do you think your money comes from? I mean, technically speaking, you don't even really have to pay taxes in modern society. You don't. I mean, you do if you want to have an income. But I mean, Amish people don't pay taxes. I mean, I don't think they do they? I'm pretty sure they don't. If they do pay taxes, it's because they make an income. And where does that income come from? It doesn't just come from the business you work at. I mean, the business is completely dependent on the customers. And where do customers get it? Like, ultimately, all of the money is first and foremost produced by the government. And then it is, given out through whatever, all of these, like, government businesses and organizations and whatnot. And then eventually people acquire it, and then businesses work around trying to accumulate the money that people have. But all of this is one giant modern system where everyone is in a symbiotic relationship with each other, right? I mean, you depend not just on government and police and fire departments to keep you safe, but you also depend on the roads and the healthcare and all of the parts that go into keeping all of society healthy in order for you to be able to make an income. I mean, you might not directly benefit from it, but you do indirectly benefit from it because all of the money is a part of the market, right? I mean, you get this money from the consumers, and so when you get this money from the consumers, there is a part of you that has a responsibility to ensure that the market keeps on going in a healthy way, right? I mean, that's essentially the entire agreement here with money, for money to work in a modern society where we have all of these symbiotic things, where the entire agreement just is essentially that we have this currency which we give a value, and you can have that currency if you want it, but then you're going to have to take some of the responsibility of maintaining the system which produces the currency. And that means the entire system, from the consumers to the businesses, and that goes for roads and healthcare and military and police and fire departments. You are buying all of these things when you come in and start setting up shop in our communities. You are getting our permission to do so. Which means that you probably have to pay for that permission with taking some responsibility in maintaining it through taxes. So when you pay taxes, we aren't stealing your taxes. We are rightfully taking the taxes in our part of the transaction where you have already benefited from it. I don't understand this thing where, like, unless you personally have benefited from healthcare, then healthcare doesn't benefit you. You understand that modern society is incredibly symbiotic. It's not that fucking easy, right? I mean, maybe a century ago, we could all live on our own and we would produce all the things that we need individually, but we also had like a life expectancy of fucking 40, right? I mean, the reason society is so much better now is because, I mean, not only does all of these things allow us to have a higher life expectancy, but all of these modern luxuries like cars and dentistry and all of these things. These are super specialized tasks. There are no people who can do all of these things on their own, which means that as a person in modern society, you entirely depend on multiple other people in multiple different other areas, and that all of these different symbiotic relationships creates an entire system, which means that when you exist in that system and you make money in that system, you are benefiting from all of the services that go into maintaining that system. Even if you don't do it directly, I don't understand. Why is this so hard to understand for some people? Maybe I'm manning. I don't know, like maybe there's a lot of libertarians who might agree with me on that point and say, well, yeah, sure, but that's not really what my libertarian objections are. And I'm okay, maybe, I mean, I'm willing to listen. I'll hear your points, give it, you know. I'm not you know, your points aren't going to fall to deaf ears here. I'm listening, but I don't get the thing with taxes are theft. As a moral point, that doesn't make sense to me. Right? It assumes that you have a right to money, and that money is just something that just exists. I mean, it's a very shallow and short-sighted way of analyzing the market. I think. I mean, you have to completely ignore why money is here in the first place and what sort of system is in order to what kind of system is required for modern society to work. Right? Am I crazy here? Is there just something I'm not seeing? I don't... yeah. Well, anyway, have a good day, and don't wait up. I'll take your taxes in the morning. Don't worry.